stocks. To be clear, I don't care what party you are, Democrat or Republican. It doesn't matter how powerful one is or the position that one holds. Members of Congress holding and trading individual stock is wrong. It is corrosive, it is destructive, and it needs to be banned. I'll give you another example of something that I found so surprising. Just this year, I happened to be named to the Energy and Commerce Committee in Congress. Now, this is one of the most powerful committees in all of Congress. It controls 2/3 of the American economy. Healthcare, energy, trade, technology, communications, manufacturing. And for years, lobbyists fought to keep me off that committee because they don't like what they don't control. And an interesting thing happened the day that the announcement went out that I was named to this committee. Our phones rang off the hook and our inboxes were flooded by every corporate lobbyist under the sun who suddenly wanted to be my best friend. But you know what, Boise? Because of your support, because of you all showing up, because you allow me to not take a dime in corporate money, you free me to say no. And we can free others to say no too. We have to free others to say no too. Because I've seen how these groups bully and intimidate members of Congress, threatening to take money away from them or spend it against them if they don't do what they want. And what they want is for our lives to be as expensive as possible on the lowest possible wage. And I want us all to understand that this constant pressure that we are feeling in our lives, of the water rising up to our throats, of the impossibility to afford anything easily, of the bitter divisions driven more by online algorithms and the truth, of the fear of speaking up or for being who we are in public, the crumbling of our rights and protections. Understand that all of this, right now, is what it feels like to be governed by billionaires. This is what oligarchy feels like. Not someday, not in theory, right now. And the first step is to open our eyes and our neighbors' eyes to it. Because of course, it is a system that depends on division to enable inequality, that will favor a president who is the best at dividing us and most skilled at his corruption. And it will also reward the Republicans in Congress who support that agenda, no matter what crimes are committed. Big money is how we got Donald Trump. His whole presidency began with launching tools for bribery, meme coins, and cryptocurrencies to fleece normal people and move money in the dark. Extortion settlements from media companies and the law firms who gladly pay them. The removal of duly elected officials, I'll tell you, even the removal of Republican officials from where the inauguration was happening in order to make room for who Trump really wants in charge, which is the billionaires that were standing behind him: Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. And all of this has one central economic mission: to make billionaires richer at the expense of our country. And so it does not surprise us that their first economic priority has been to target Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, the firing of our federal workers, and the cutting of our veterans for hundreds of billions of dollars in budget cuts so that they can hand that money off. And Idaho, I know that looking around here, it can feel impossible for Republicans out here to be defeated. But we are here for a reason, because that's not true. It's simply not true. And from the waitress who is now speaking to you today from this podium, I can tell you, impossible is nothing. Miracles start with mustard seeds, and that is what each and every one of you represent today. Small miracles of faith in ourselves, in each other, and in the refusal to give up. So we are here for the long haul, Idaho. We're here to flip this state. We're not giving up. From the most impossible place, we will try. For school boards and community associations, for small business groups and town councils, for public art and gestures of inclusion, and we will build from there. It begins today. The work to give Russ Fulcher and Mike Simpson the boot and replace them with a brawling Democrat who will stand up for the working people of Idaho. If places like Tennessee and Kentucky and West Virginia could be blue and go to red, Idaho can go from red to blue. Beyond elections, our task is to build community. Block associations, volunteer groups, church groups, PTAs, because community is the most powerful building block we have to defeat authoritarianism and root out corruption. So when they try to take our school boards and rip down the rainbow flags, we say no, protect our kids here. It's up to you. And on a larger level, this is the path to guaranteeing health care to every American, to establish a living minimum wage, to take on skyrocketing rents and mortgages, to tackle the climate crisis and establish a country where the American dream is actually possible for all of us. So I'll end where I began. We might all come from different places, but we share so many of the same experiences. And so to all those who come here today, unsure of whether or not this is where you belong, I want to say that you do. You do. No matter if you have all the right words to say, no matter your race, religion, gender identity, or status, no matter even if you disagree with me on some things. We saw some Trump supporters were protesting outside. No. See, the thing is, the difference between us is that we want their lives to be better too. We want them to have health care too. We want them to have a better wage too. But the only way that we do that is showing them that hate has no home here. So if you are willing to fight for someone you don't know, you are welcome here. If you are willing to fight for working people, regardless of who they are, how they identify, or where they come from, you are welcome here, because here everyone is valued. But we have to stand together, Idaho. We cannot be tempted to turn in our neighbors or be fooled into thinking that we are really that much different than a trans kid who just wants to be accepted by the people around him. We can't be tricked into thinking that we're that much different than the dreamer who wants to come here and fulfill this country's promise. Because hate is a trap that sinks us all. And it is standing together without exception, just as you all are doing today, to reject division. This is the only way that we can win. So I hope that you see that this movement is not about partisan labels or purity tests, but it is about class solidarity. the thousands of you who came out here today to stand here together and say our lives deserve dignity and our work deserves respect, no matter who we are. So we are here to make a sacred promise to one another. Our goal here today is to commit to building the kind of country that we all deserve, and we will make that promise. To take care of each other on our worst days, and to share in the successes of our best. And with that, I want to thank you, Idaho, for welcoming me here today. And now it is my honor to introduce to you the man who has brought us all together. Please welcome the one, the only, Senator Bernie Sanders.